Alright, so we are moving to trig function E, the fifth one. Y equal to cot f of x. We want to find out the standard derivative of cot. As usual, dy dx is equal to differentiate the minor function with respect to x. The minor function can be anything, so we wait for it. Differentiate the major. Now, what is the major in this function? Cot. If you differentiate cot, you will get minus square cosec. Minus cosec square. Are you following, right? I know in trigonometry, all this thing, cot is 1 over tan. True or false? Yeah, trigger then. Don't worry, in that we're going to one channel, in Telegram, you will see all those identities. Cosec is 1 over sine. Sec is 1 over cos. Anyway, so that's the standard derivative of this function. As an example, giving y to be equal to cot, let's just have cot x alone. Because when they are teaching you the standard, you know, this is what you're going to see. Are you getting me right? Cot x. But remember, like I told you, it eliminates some important information you should know about differentiation. Okay? So let us move on. Our dy dx is going to be equal to, what is your minor function here? If you differentiate x, you get what? Good. 1. Must I write the 1? You know, the next is to multiply by standard derivative of the major. And anything times 1 is that thing. So I am tired of writing 1. Are you getting me right? Let's move on. Differentiate the major. The major is cot. And if you differentiate cot, what do we see you get? Minus cosec square of the original minor function. The original minor function is x. Let's look at this example. This example I want to give to you is from past question. I think 2015, 2016 or so. If I can remember. Y equal to cot cube x squared. Y equal to cot cube x squared, something like that. Let me trace it because I can't seem to find. Good. Why won't I find it? 2014, 2015. So this guy is from, let me indicate, 2014/2015. Question number 20, Q20. And this is the question. Right. Obtain the differential coefficient of the function. Obtain the differential coefficient of the function. Cot square x cubed. That is square cot x cubed. That's the real pronunciation of this. Cot square x cubed. The real interpretation is square cot x cubed. That's the real interpretation. Anyway, let's see how we deal with this guy. Are you there? Under chain rule, we are going to solve this problem. And you wouldn't like what you see there. Because applying chain rule here, you are going to use either two or three different variables. You call u to be equal to something, you likely call another alphabet in something again because of how complex something is. But we can use our dy dx of major minor functions straight to solve. First of all, remember that this function, square cot x cubed, is the same as this. Cot x cubed, everything in bracket raised to the power what? 2. Is that not so? So this is a trig function subjected to powers of a variable. And whenever you have that kind of a thing, you first start from powers of variable to differentiate. Are you getting me right? So let's attack. Starting from that power 2, it's going to be 2 times the base. You know the whole base is called x cubed. Is that not so? This thing is like this is our f of x. Are you following right? And then this power is our what? N. That's just what it means. So we're going to move on 2 times that bracket called x cubed. Then close. Go to that power 2 and subtract what? 1. 2 minus 1 will give you what? 1. This called x raised to the power 1 will still give you that called x raised to the power 3. Are you getting me right? This called x raised to the power 3. You raise to the power 1, you still get the same thing. Do we understand this first step? derivative of that major, that power. Are you getting me right? Then times, you have to differentiate the minor. The minor is this base, this bracket. Are you getting me? Now, pause. You are differentiating Cotx what? Q. Is that not so? So look at it that I just come to you and I gave you Cotx raised to the power 3. That is Cotx cube to differentiate. If I give you that guy alone, Cotx cube to differentiate, you will agree with me that you would have a major and a minor in it. Am I correct? Am I correct? I've told you any function given to you, there is a major and a minor in it. That's it. So Cotx cube, if I present it to you, there is major and minor, true or false? What is the minor there? So you have to differentiate it. Is that not so? Because we want to differentiate Cotx cube now. You follow the normal derivative of that function. Identify its minor, which is x cube. Differentiate it. Then remember to multiply it by, you differentiate the major, which is cot. Is that not so? Is that not so? Are we ready? We ready? I'm going to be asking you here. We want to differentiate this base now, which is the minor function here. Are you getting me? The minor function, the whole thing given to you. But that minor function on its own, if you pick it, it has a major and what? A minor. So we shall differentiate its minor, which is x cubed. Give me the value. If you differentiate x cubed here, what will you get? 3x squared. Have you gotten the answer? No. You still have to differentiate the major, which is what? Cot. If you differentiate cot, what is the standard derivative we said? Minus cosec squared. Then you remember to fix in front of it the original minor following it, which is x cubed. I guess we finished the work now. You are finished. First of all, start from the power, differentiate by using the power to multiply the base, and then subtracting 1 from the power. That gave us this. Are you getting me? Move on to this minor function and differentiate it to this f of x. Looking at f of x, we observe that it has its own minor and what? Major. So you still do your minor major. Are you getting me right? Differentiate the x cubed, it gave us 3x squared. Differentiate the major cot. The standard is minus cosec squared. Then you remember to fix in front of it the x cubed. Please, is there any questions? Because we have done the dy dx. We've done the calculus. Any other thing here is just to simplify, like multiplying out. Are you getting me right? Any question with this? Ask a question with this. Which one don't you understand? Is it when I use the power of, look at this function, I've told you it is called x cubed, everything raised to the power what? 2. And the first thing we say, we use the power 2 to differentiate. Is that not so? Do you understand that one I gave us this? Are you sure you understood it? Good. So you say you understand this one. If you don't understand, please be honest. I will still explain. You understand this one, right? This guy is just when we differentiated using this power. And like we said, this thing is, it follows powers of a variable. Function number 1 we started with. Are you getting it? Good. So if you understand this, we now move on. Cotx cube, can you tell me the minor? Cotx cube, if I give you that function, do you know the minor of that guy? X cube, that's correct. So you differentiate that x cube first. Are you getting? Which gives us 3x what? Squared. In this Cotx cube, if the minor is x cube, what is the major? Cot. Because we say what you pronounce first is the major. Is that not so? Then you now have to differentiate the cot. Are you there? Standard derivative of cot. From here, we already know it. So it's just copy and what? Paste. That is why I keep telling students your problem is not a product rule, chain rule, quotient rule, sum and difference rule, implicit function, application of differentiation. Those are not the problem. The problem is, would you remember the standard derivative of all these major functions? Would you remember them? And I've told you a week is enough. Are you getting me? There are 17 of them we want to work on. If you differentiate these cots, the standard derivative, look at it, minus cosec squared. Then you write in front of it whatever that cot is carrying. Are you getting it? So look at it. When we differentiate the cot, we have minus cosec squared. Then in front of it we wrote x cubed, which it was carrying. You enjoy it? Like it, right? Now if you have to judge yourself, let's be honest now. Are you following, right? Based on this. Remember, you still have to go home and study. And refresh yourself, isn't it? But based on what I've explained here so far, and I can see you smiling, if I say now, judge yourself now. If I said on the basis of this thing, would you say differentiation is difficult? What would you say? Would you say it is difficult? That's good. I follow, right? So if you build on this, your problem is solved. Please let us round off this and can see. Now, all these things, now you have gotten the answer just to simplify now. I get it. These 2, use it to multiply these 3. You get what? 6x squared. Remember, this is carrying minus. You know, here is going to be this times this. Is that okay? 2 times 3x squared will give you 6x squared. Times this minus here will give you what? Minus 6x what? Squared. Am I correct? Then you just combine these guys. That's it. And how do you combine? If you want to write cos first, you write. It's your choice. If you want to write this one first, you write. It's your what? Choice. So this is going to be cos x cubed. Are you there? Now I want to write this one now. Cosec square x cubed. This is the answer. And if you have a past question, you can trace this question. You have options there. I will just quickly read up the option. Option A is minus 6x squared, cot x cubed, sec square x squared. Sec square x cubed, rather. That is not the answer. We don't have any sec here. Are you getting me right? So B, 6 cot x cubed, sec square x cubed. There is no sec here. That's the answer. C, minus 8x sine square x squared cos square x squared. That is not the answer. D, minus 3 over 2x cot 3 over 4x squared sec 3 over 4x squared. That is not the answer. E, nota. So what is the correct option? Nota. Nota is also part of your exam answers. When you solve something 100% sure. Yes, I don't know. Oh, you don't know. You don't know. As a matter of fact, let me tell you something. If I have to set question for you, that okay, my question is going to be approved for you. I will make sure that if it is 15 questions out of it, 5 will be nota. My reason is to test students' full understanding of that thing. I don't know if you're getting me right. You tend to you are scared. You want to be, when you see option before you know is there. No, you want to believe in what you know. Am I communicating right? So the answer is not there. This is the correct answer. So nota would go for it. We are done with cos. Let us conclude that of truth function by looking at this. Y equal to cosec f of x. Y equal to cosec f of x. dy dx is equal to, this is the standard. Differentiate with respect to x, the minor function as usual, then times standard derivative of cosec is. Are you ready to learn it? Are you ready? Minus cosec cot. What did I say? Minus cosec cot. Times minus cosec. Remember, the cosec will carry the f of x, is that not so? Then times cot. The cot will also carry the what? F of x. That's the standard. Take this as a classwork in applying this standard. Let me see how far you can get. Y is equal to cosec 2x. Find the differential coefficient of y with respect to x. That is, find the y dx. Yeah, you can supply. That is how interesting this major minor is. Because by the time you friends take your time, are you getting me right to go through the C? Immediately the question is coming out. That is how you are saying it. He wants to supply the answer. Try and supply it. He has not said, just looking at it, and he wants to come up with the answer. What are you coming up? Let's hear.
Minus 2 cosec 2x.
Minus 2 cosec 2x.
Plus 2x.
And do you still want any other explanation to this? That's the answer. Did you solve anything? You are just looking at it and saying the answer is not answer. If you train yourself in chain rule, let you be immortal. You can't do this thing. Are you aware? That is why I laugh at students. You enter exam hall, you say there is no time. No time. Hey, but the questions were simple. No time. Who told you there is no time? The examiners know that you can deal with this thing quickly. It's just because you've not done what you're supposed to what? Do. Now the question will now be, how did you learn? Did you learn in the right way to be able to beat up time? The right way of doing this is what we are doing now. Are you getting it right? And please, train yourself on this major minor. If you do that, you would never have any challenge in differentiation. Even that chain rule will become 1 plus 1. Because chain rule will simply tell you, let u be equal to this 2x. The minor is your u. Are you getting me right? Since u is equal to 2x, it means that u depends on x. U depends on what? You will now do du dx. Since u depends on x, it means that as x is changing, it will affect what? U. And that will give you 2. Because if you differentiate this u, which is 2x, you get what? 2. Then if we actually call 2x u, it means that this whole thing, y will now become cosec u. True or false? So if y is equal to cosec u, by standard, dy du, because y depends on what now? Which alphabet? U. Dy du, now you ask yourself, this is just cosec u. If you are reading your alphabet, when you get to u, how do you pronounce u? I'm waiting, eh? Are you scared? It's just like somebody going to ask you, what's your name? And that very day you forget your name. They ask you, what is your name? Say it. You are reading ABC, you get to U. How do you read it? U. So the simplest form of U is still what? U. Which means if you come to this guy, you don't need to do major minor, like you don't need to punish yourself that you're differentiating the minor. Are you getting me? Because the minor is in its simplest form. If you differentiate, you still get what? 1. Just like that I showed you about x. Am I communicating? Which means in this case, just go straight and ask yourself, what is the derivative of what? Cosec. And if you differentiate cosec, cosec you get what? Minus cosec. Cosec of that thing in front of it. Are you getting? Then cot what? Is that not so? All you now have to do is your dy dx. Where will I fix that? Let's say your dy dx. Sorry, I'm starting the board because see, I don't waste my time on chain rules. I don't do that. Enough of the punishment. I knew how I suffered when I was in 100 level many years ago. Why? Because of you. Because of you. I'm telling you the truth. It was after them 111 years ago. See, I promised myself that I'm going to learn calculus. I'm going to demystify calculus. I'm going to make calculus 1 plus 1 for other people to come. And I'm glad that I was able to do that. Honestly, that's why I can confidently come out and tell that calculus is the simplest part of what? Math. Now watch. To get dy dx now. Dy dx. Remember first we did du dx, is that not so? And later we did dy what? Du. Simply multiply both of them. Simply do what? Which is that minor major. Which is that what? Minor major. When we started, I told you differentiate minor, differentiate major, multiply both of them. Is that not so? Our minor was 2x, but we called it u. So we did du dx. It gave us 2, which was the 2 you got here. Are you getting me right? This minus is follow come minus from the standard derivative of cosec. Am I complicating? The derivative of the major was this thing we now did here. Are you following right? Where you differentiate the cosec alone. So to get dy dx, multiply both of them. Du dx times dy du. Du dx is what? 2x. Sorry, 2 rather. Times dy du is what? Minus cosec u. What is the value of u? U is 2x you selected. Is that not so? So you pick 2x. Cot u. Cot. Is it different from this? Then you are using the example of punishing yourself. Let's you. Where did that you come from? Because that is the question that some people who will never want to pay attention to your lecture. Are you getting me? You know, they'll be at the back. Hey, God, have fun now. This thing is happening. I don't even understand. Chelsea and Man U, they'll be decided because they don't understand what the person is doing on the board. Am I communicating right? But the major minor simplifies everything. And I've told you, our u is always a minor if you choose to use what? Chain rule. Friends, we are done with trig functions. This is the answer that he got, and I believe the rest of it took your time gradually to work it out. First, differentiate what? 2x. And you get what? 2. Are you getting? Next, differentiate cosec. And you get what? Minus cosec of that 2x times cot 2x. Multiplying this out. Look at just this one line now. Just this one line. You have done the divide yet. This thing is the divide. Any other thing you do from here is just to simplify. Multiply this guy again minus 2 cosec. Anyway, has been written. Therefore, the y dx is equal to. What is the time? Because we have 3 after 3. So we're going to stop for today. 3 after what? 3:33. That's the 4. Wow. We're meant to end the class by 3. You didn't tell me. So we're going to stop here. No big deal. I have opened your eyes to something. And what is it? Your problem in calculus is go and cram. Let me be raw in this. So that by the time you leave here this weekend, are you getting me right? Preparing for next week. You know that you're not going for this weekend to joke. Go and do what? Cram. You know when we say memorize it, the English will be so sweet. Go and cram. All the standard derivative of the major functions. In our next class, we'll continue with the standard derivative. We'll finish that. Then I'll introduce rules of differentiation in our next maths class. We are left with logarithmic functions. Under logarithmic functions, there are 3 of them we are going to treat. Are you getting me right? In under 3, there were 6 of them that you learned. Then after logarithmic function, that is where you would see lin something. Don't stress yourself. I think by Monday we'll have maths. Because we'll be following our timetable from next week. I'll drop the timetable once again in the group. Now, after logarithmic function, we'll learn 3 of them, like I said. We'll move on to hyperbolic function. Hyperbolic function, when you will hear shine, cosh, tan, you'll be laughing that day. Have you learned trig today, trigonometry? Because we only consider shine, cosh, and tan, these 3. Your exam doesn't go beyond them. Then finally, secular inverse function. Where you have something like sine inverse of f of x, cos inverse of f of x, and tan inverse of f of x. These 3. That's the area we are going to cover. And after that, we are done with standard derivatives. You now see how this standard derivative will guide us to play, to do what? Because as long as I'm concerned, the rest of the thing left, rules of differentiation, implicit function, application of differentiation, is just play we are going to play there. But I beg you, give the best shot of your time you can to these standard derivatives. I've already dropped in our group the summary note on standard derivatives. So you can even read up. Are you getting me? The rest. All of them follow this same format of major, minor. When you are cramming this, your interest should be to cram the standard derivative of the major functions. Can we summarize quickly, please? I'll be fast. For powers of a variable, which is polynomial if you want to call it, use the power, multiply the base, minus 1 from the power. Is that not so? For exponential, if you differentiate exponential, what will you get? Exponential. Differentiate sine, what will you get? Cos. Differentiate cos, what will you get? Minus sine. Differentiate tan, what will you get? Sec square. Or if you like to pronounce it, square sec. Did I punish myself saying what will be in front of it? The minor function. Whatever the examiner gives you as the minor function, you put it in front. So for now, just learn this thing the way it should be. If you differentiate cot, you get what? Minus cosec square. Is that not so? Cot. Minus cosec what? Square. If you differentiate sec, you get what? Sec tan. You get what? Sec tan. If you differentiate cosec, you get what? Minus cosec cot. Minus what? Cosec cot. Are you following? I think that is what we've covered today, right? Good. Wish you the very best. Enjoy your weekend. Meet you on Monday. You said? Oh my gosh! Republic holiday. Good. Therefore, by 10 o'clock on Monday, be here No. I'll reduce the time because the class will end, let's say, by 12. So you say it's Monday and Tuesday. Monday from 9 to 12. Tuesday from 10 to infinity. Enjoy your weekend.